Education plays a very important role in the greater understanding of the social institutions like education, religion, economy, government, and family. The thrust of education begins in the basics. Here, the initial execution of controlled process of inculcating the values as learners discover their identities, their families, and their societies at large. In this lesson created by Mary Brownell of the Philadelphia, USA, teaching and learning are taken as one in the understanding of the community of individuals, the society, and the world. According to Gloria Selandanan, the goal of teaching can be simplified as to teaching that, the knowledge, teaching how, the skill, and teaching to be, the values. Language arts in social studies education have a role in the realization of this thrust, that without language as a medium of communication, social studies will be futile and the world will live in ignorance. Further, Zulweta signifies that the importance of communication in the process of learning. Learning one's identity prepares us to understand the diverse culture of the society. Learning culture means understanding individuals, groups, and societies that only happen during communication. It is passed through generations through any symbols developed by men that conveys information. This is a lesson on the teaching and learning about individuals, groups, and societies. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to: first, develop a sound understanding of the dynamics of family structures through programmed interviews. Second, develop the research skills and ethics in doing a study by maximizing the source materials. And third, know stories of families in different parts of the world. What is teaching social studies? According to Nelson, teaching social studies is teaching subject matter that relates directly to the organization and development of human society and a man as a member of a social group. Part of this is the goal to understand the global cultural changes by engaging to research and writing activities, interviews, and performing. Through this lesson, students may have the information of the elements of the cultural changes that relatively affect the family. What is learning social studies? Hertzberg said that learning social studies is to have an unwavering faith in humanity and by an appreciation of the institutions which have contributed to the advancement of civilization. In this lesson, a student's goal is to develop greater appreciation of the value of the dynamic family system as a social institution through an in-depth involvement to activities such as interviewing and writing narratives and expository. What is family? Students may have varied definitions of family. According to Burgess and Locke in the book of Panopio, family is a group of persons united by ties of marriage, blood, or adoption, constituting a single household, interacting and communicating with each other in the respective goals of husband and wife, mother and father, son and daughter, brother and sister, and maintaining and creating a common culture. For sociologists like Panopio, family as a social institution undergoes social changes caused by the following. First, the development of oral and written language and other means of communication. Second, modifications of technology. Third, shifts in economic principles. Fourth, the historical evolution of religious thought and political ideology. Fifth, variations to musical styles and forms of arts. Sixth, transition of scientific theories. And seventh, alterations in the forms and rules of social interaction. The best way to acquire knowledge of the society is through social immersion. Learning does not only happen in the confinement of a room. It has been proven that the concepts of social studies can best be understood and appreciated in the practice of the various pedagogical methods in social studies education. Hence, one of the effective techniques in the field of teaching and learning social studies is social immersion, where students are taught to do empirical observation of the environment treated as a social laboratory. Parts of this activity are the students would research in teams as well as independently as they investigate online as well as textbook materials, and will also work in small writing teams and patterns for peer review. After thorough analysis of the lesson, the following are the feedbacks. First, students must be exposed in an stimulating environment in order to motivate them to engage to immersion and research. Second, to Salandanan, through group investigations, students will pursue in-depth study of subtopics and conduct analysis of the information obtained. In doing the activity, the students must consider limitations as the cooperative learning approach may lead to confusion. Law achievers may end onlookers due to lack of skill and may lead to low motivation. Third, the learners are scheduled for complete involvement in the environment. Given the course orientation, they have to thoroughly observe the environment and accomplish the study guide given. Through this activity, they get to experience social empathy, eventually appreciation of the diversity of culture. Further, part of this study is that they are trained to do research. Fourth, engaging to creative writing provides students with the opportunity to express their own understanding and interpretation by inserting them where they feel appropriate, as Salandanan said. Journals and narratives are good sources of information regarding both teaching and learning styles. Teaching must instruct students to be brief and encourage them to originate their own way of writing. Fifth, nowadays, appreciating familial system requires studying of narrative and expository writings. At the end, the following are the suggestions to better the lesson. First, in the beginning, the teacher must introduce to the students the value of appreciating the dynamics and ingenuity of human behavior. Second, to better the cooperative learning activity, the teacher must consider heterogeneous groups and must provide adequate working tools to accomplish greater outputs. Finally, the teacher should become the tool for the students to embrace the ultimate value of social studies, that in order to realize the goals set for ourselves, for our families, and for our country, we should look on our commonalities than of our differences and give no room for social apathy. We should always develop community in us through values integration in every social studies subject. For more details, the students are encouraged to review the following textbooks and journals. Thank you for watching.